Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and it's been a long time, but today we're going to be taking a look at diamonds. It's been a while since I've done any sort of KTANE tutorial, but it's good to be back. Not going to be doing them as crazy as I have been in the past, but still, let's take a look at our module diamonds today. So what this module was from a, I believe a keep writing so nobody explodes round. This module was made, and it's very similar to a crossword, effectively. And what we're going to have here is, on the module, we're going to have a series of clues, as well as a number with a specific color being blue or red, that will show potentially what we can be looking at here. And as we can see, if we scroll down into the manual, we are going to have a series of different diamonds that we're going to be working with. So let's have a look and see what we need to do here. So, a diamonds module consists of a section split up into two displays. The top left corner indicates a clue number, and the rest will display a crossword clue. There are 3 diamond buttons at the top of the module: a left arrow, submit button, and a right arrow. So we don't want to press this quite yet because this part of the mod will be how we get into submit phase, which is very important now we understand how this works. So there are 3 diamond buttons at the top of the module, which I just explained. Submit the only word in the selection that does not show up in the crossword to diffuse the puzzle. Your diffuser will have 6 or 7 crossword clues. So in this case, it does have 6, but it does show the only maximum number of 5 because there's 2 cases where the 2 is both blue and red. That can happen, and that's going to likely happen very often. So just be aware of that. If it is necessary to clarify, the color of the number indicates whether the word goes across or down, similar to a crossword puzzle. So if the number is red, the clue is across, so we're going to go from left to right, and if the number is blue, it's going to go down, top to bottom. Standard crossword rules apply when filling in the diamond left to right and top to bottom, as I just mentioned, and we're going to use the pattern of the diamond below that is labeled with the same digit as the leftmost digit of the serial number, not the last, the leftmost. So in this case, we're going to be looking at the diamond that is number 6. Once the diamond has been solved, ask your diffuser to press the submit button, and the button with the label of the circle, in this case the middle one. The clues will be replaced by a set of 4 words. The clue number will be replaced with a countdown timer. So in this case, the top left will have a timer counting down from 20 seconds. We're going to be pressing the left and right arrows to cycle between these 4 words, and we're trying to find the one that is not in the diamond. Now, there are some of these clues are very tricky to actually figure out from experience. So my best advice is to keep track of the because there is going to be a specific amount of letters. In this case, there's only going to be, like, if it's 2 across, there's only going to be 5 letters for that clue. But some of the clues you might not be able to know right off the top of your head. Some of them are a little bit tricky, and I've had such issues with them too. The idea is that you can deduce the words that would make sense with some of the clues, because you're only given 4 words. And you're just trying to find the odd one out that isn't associated with any clue, effectively. So let's write down our clues. Facility of reasoning. I don't know what this could even be, but let's take a look at our grid. So this is the grid that we're going to be looking at, the one with the 6 in the top left, and this one's going to be going down. That's an interesting one. I don't even know what that could be. So I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to just see what we can come up with this. Foul smelling for 2 across. This could be maybe stink. That stinks. That would be the only thing that comes to mind. Okay, so we'll write foul smelling. And then 2 down. Blank chance. And if it starts with an S, I don't know what that could be. Because I'm thinking, like, there's, like, no chance, but in this case, I don't know what that would be. So I'll write blank chance. Extensive list going across. And again, it might just be better off to just write these clues down, because that's just going to be the way that you're going to do the mod. Diamond, topaz, garnet. My guess would be gem, because these are gems in their own way when we're doing 4 down. The next is unit of domestic power. Now this one you can actually look up. Unit of domestic power crossword clue. Okay, it's not giving me the answer immediately. Let's have a look here. Therm. Therm would make sense because that's what it has a mic at the end of it, so therefore that would make sense. So therm is likely the answer there. And now we're back to the beginning. So now I think we have enough information to be able to figure this out. So we have our whole list of stuff that we couldn't figure out. And what we'll try and do is we'll try and reason our way through this and try and figure out effectively what could be these clues that we didn't quite get exactly. But hopefully we'll have enough information and enough general knowledge that we'll be able to understand what those are. So, fetid, fat, therm. We have therm, hairstyle, facility of reasoning. Fetid. I've never heard of fetid before. Fat chance. Yep. Therm. It's got to be hairstyle. It is indeed. So let's look up the word fetid. Because the reason why I was able to figure that out was because of the fact that the fat chance worked, and it would make sense in this context. See what I mean? I could have said stink, and that would have been something that would have worked there. So this is a word I've never heard of before, but it apparently means smelling extremely unpleasant, which in this case is foul smelling. So that's exactly what I mean, is just ruling out options. We were able to do that safely. We had therm. We knew we had therm. And we were able to rule out fat chance. And we were able to rule out with the logic of fat being fatigue. And therefore, hairstyle didn't make sense in any of the other contexts, being the facility of reasoning and the extensive list. So let's have a look at one more. Because it is a little bit tricky, but for the most part, you're going to really just want to write down the clues, have a general idea of what they are. Some of them you absolutely can logically rule out, but in many cases, it's going to be a bit trickier to do. And in that case, I would have never known that, hey, your answer is for a foul smell is fetid. I've never heard of that word before, and I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right. So if I'm not, go for it. Judge me on it. I don't care. So some of the answers absolutely can be out there. It's very weird. Identify a sound played from a tape deck in this module. I don't even know what that means. Let's hope the other clues are pretty good. An amount that has to be paid, plural. See-through, plain to see. What you are looking to do in this module. 3 down, and by the way, we're looking at the grid of 7 this time around. So we're looking at grid 7. And remember that blue is down. Blue is going to be down, and red is going to be left to right. So 7, I believe this is simply we're trying to solve the module. That would make sense in this context. What you are looking to do in this module is the one that makes the most sense. A small throwable object. That could be anything. Let me tell you, that could be anything. Latency 5,000 ms. And this is for 5 going to the right. Is going to be called lag, I believe. Yeah, that would make sense in this context with the lemma, so lag is an answer for that. That makes sense. Okay. Poker declaration. That's something we can look up. Poker declaration. And sometimes these are related to actual crossword answers, so you absolutely can look for this. In this situation, we're trying to end with an E, which is not appearing. Okay. I don't know what these answers are. Okay, well, for now, we're just simply going to roll with this. So, sound played from maybe a cassette from a tape deck in this module. So this, I believe, is actually referring to specifically a module in the game of KTANE. Identify a sound played from the tape deck in this module. This might be... Oh, what am I thinking of? Oh, God. If I see a KTANE mod, I'll know it. But for now, I'm going to leave that one blank. Tape deck mod is what I will call this one. Amount to be paid plural. We'll figure that one out when we get there. See through plain to see. I imagine this would be clear, but it starts with an S for this clue. And then we said this has to be solve. I don't see why this wouldn't be it. A small throwable object. And then the other one being poker declaration. All right, let's give it a shot. Solve, there we go. That's that one. Lag, we've got that one. Clear. Oh, it was down, so it has to be clear. Yep, so it has to be clear. Yep, and then it's got to be this last one. Oh, man, there was nothing that had to do with that. Okay. I completely forgot that the number red, it was across. That's very weird. Either way, we knew that clear was one of these options. It might have been I just looked at the wrong color, perhaps. But either way, that's pretty much the best way you're going to want to solve this mod, is by getting a general idea of all of the clues. Having them written down would definitely help a lot. Like I said, some of them you absolutely can figure out on your own. Like there was a reasonable process of declaring these. But for the most part, some of the answers you're simply just not going to know. Like a small throwable object for a 3-letter word. A lot can fit into that category. So that's kind of my suggestion for how you should do this mod. I don't really have any other tips to give other than just you're given enough time, being 20 seconds, to answer these clues, and you're only looking for the odd one out of 4 clues. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!